And hello there, everyone. Osage Orange here, and welcome to another episode of Titan Quest: The Loot Grind. We are here on episode number 169 of this series. Do appreciate everybody who's come out. I hope that your time zone, whatever your guys' time zone is most wunderbar. Wish I wasn't feeling so tongue-tied right now. I was just thinking stuff, and even in my mind, I was just, stumbling over words. I was like, gosh darn it, Tree, why can't you get your self in order? You have stuff to do. So, we're going to try that. Let's get some stuff in order, shall we? So, on today's agenda, we are going to be continuing our hunt for golden scarabs. I did some grinding off cam, and I got another golden scarab on normal difficulty completed. And originally I thought I was going to have to do another one because I read these two guys right here as plus 10 elemental, but the thing of it is, I misread one of these guys. The damage, it's either the damage or the resistance. I read both as one. I was like, gosh darn it, I'm going to have to do this. I have to do this again. Got to do all this grinding just to see. And then I was like, oh, wait, let's get a better look. And I was like, why make more trouble for myself when I can just leave it as is? It's elemental, but one is damages, the one we're on, is resistance. So, we're going to move up to our epic level difficulty stuff for the golden scarab. We have that fragment, right? No, we don't. I know we had those two fragments. I couldn't remember if we had any whole ones, and not seeing any, so the answer is obviously no. Let's double check our legendary stuff. We got 4 of those. Two of them are the same. We're going to have to do some more farming on those guys when we get to legendary. But that will be a future tree problem. We have 1 fragment, so that's good. But yeah, we'll... obviously, we don't have all these guys shunted over 5 slots, so... this guy right here, as with on the... epic, normal, would be down here. Everybody would be shunted over 5 slots. So we're going to have to do some more work on that stuff. Let's go ahead and get the game going. And we will proceed in some fashion. I am not sure how orderly it's going to be. I just, saw the Pieces Interactive there, and it is sad. I find it very sad that I don't want Ishtar, I want Imhotep. Epic. It's just, part of me finds it really, really sad is that Pieces Interactive helped develop TQ for the DLCs that THQ Nordic has released. And so, let's see here. I'm looking for it was like, my brain just instantly went caravan. I was like, wait a minute, there's no caravan here. And so, how can I get to the caravan when stuff isn't there in where we were? Let's see here.
Hurry! The monsters will be here. What do you want?
Superior.
Quick, before I pack. Goodbye.
Wanted to double check what the rating was.
Where is that lazy boy? Oh, hello.
Alright. So. Excuse me, but it felt good. I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging here. Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead here and we will do our grinding in where we need to go over here just past Rakotis. We'll go ahead and march. We'll go through to say to what's his face to say hi to the Scarab guy. Figured, you know, get a little bit of a grind going. 208. Thinking that I turned back on the Electrum Gathering, or I made sure to turn on the Electrum Gathering again. And I was like, you know, that'd be a smart thing to, since, you know, these are fairly easy baddies. I mean, granted, it's not going to be a whole heck of a lot of Electrum, but I'll take it. Of course, these guys, they are tougher difficulty, so I will gladly take whatever Electrum I can get.
Not enough energy.
Not enough energy, my arse. And yes, sweet trees have arses. $840, not bad. For me, being able to get some additional Electrum in transit is always a good thing. Just love seeing that go up. Come on. Eventually we will be able to get to spend all these Electrum points, but that is Future Tree's prerogative. Future Tree's discretion. Knowing that this area might have a spare chest of some kind. I'll come up here. That's sad. Oh, Titan Quest news. I'm gonna have to pull it up. But one thing I have become a... Ooh, roll up right there. Is, was announced this past... God, what was that? Thursday or Friday. Something like that. That's, there will be a public... God, what was that thing? I'm trying to remember what they called it. Early access, that was it. Early access, that was it. An early access event very late this year, 2024, for TQ2. Or early 2025, depending on how things go. And I am not sure. There have been some folks who have posted some content. Bear in mind, you know, TQ2 is still pretty much in development. Don't you dare poison me, son. Come on, tree. You can do this. Run away. There you go. But I could easily see this event being a sort of this public event, sort of being akin to a sort of an open beta. This early access event. I'm going to break here after a while. I'll try to see if I can't lay my twigs on some information. Hopefully we'll be at a point to where we've cycled enough times where we can get that stuff done. 65, not bad. We're getting there. We're getting there. Nobody there. That sucks. We'll go ahead and we'll defeat the reptilians. They're a good source to get some electrum from. Oh! Oh! There was a good idea! Spear of someone. We got something special, guys! Ha ha! That was a good idea. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Spear of Thutmose the Third. 124 to 144 damage. 30% pierce ratio. Very slow speed. 25% physical damage. Plus 10% armor protection. Plus 22 strength. 35 plus 35 offensive ability. Plus 40 defensive ability. Minus 16 energy costs, plus 1 to hunting, all skills in hunting, plus 1 to all skills in defense. Ooh, shiny. Alright, so, let's see here. Let's quickly reorganize, just a smidge. That was a good... Oh, hello. Hello. Take that amulet. That was a smart idea, you see? You can never anticipate when you'll find good loot. And that is, of course, part of the impetus for this series. Gladly have not faced the Golden Scarab just to have done that. I'm glad they added that sound effect to tell you, hey, rare loot, super rare loot. Sort of like how the little bit of the, what's it there with the potions. You know it's a potion. You may not know if it's, you know, health or energy, but potion is potion is potion. Alright. I'd rather have some good loot. At least some of the time. Preferably all the time, but, you know, that would make the game too easy, of course. I think we'll do it 2 more times and then we'll restart the game.
You can't carry anymore.
That's a huge pain in the butt. We'll go ahead and see. I don't think the let's double check here. Drink.
Hurry. The monsters will be here. What do you buy?
And let's go to the north. We'll go over here to Corinth. Let's see what we can find here in terms of price.
Finally, the market is busy again. Almost
Same
too
price.
busy. A cart nearly rammed into my stall. Can you believe it?
Let's make sure I've added all my potions.
May Hermes guide your way. Oh, it's you!
That's right, those guys need to be brought over and sold. But that is something we'll do on a legendary difficulty because they will get us the better deal that way. To 372.6, essentially 372.6k. That guy tumbled over again. Guess we're gonna have to reboot the game. What we'll do is we will quickly hop over to Legendary. Oh, I forgot the thing. Oh well. There's always more than one way to make the most money.
Need more energy.
go and save. Pull up Legendary right quick. We'll go make that sale so I can anti-dum-dum. I would rather anti-dum-dum and not have to worry about stuff. No, we're not going to go fight Surtur. Asgard will fall. You know, you know, that's got me thinking about Thor Ragnarok when Jeff Goldblum's character, God, I'm forgetting his name.
Trust me, your belongings are safe with me. Well, that sounded suspicious, didn't it?
Oh God, what was it? It was like the Master of Ceremonies. That was it. Master of Ceremonies.
May your path always be even.
Do you need something? I don't have all day.
Yeah, it's you know, it was calling Asgard
that
Asgard. I was like, ugh. Oh, God, what was that? There's an upcoming film with Goldblum in it. What is that film? Recently went with Tree Dad. We went to I gotta look that up. Just a sec. I gotta look that up. Come on. There we go. Water Fox. Let's see here. Jeff. Oh my God, he's 71? Oh my God. God, 72 later this year. Let's see. That's it. That's it. He's going to be playing in Wicked, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It was during the, you know, all the if you've been to a cinema, or at least here in the States, if you've been to a cinema, you'll have the previews. You know, your showtime will start at, you know, X time, and you usually have, you know, like about 10 minutes worth of ads and related to, you know, the theater, upcoming films, you know, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes worth of stuff related to upcoming films. And they had one for Wicked, and oh my God, when I realized, oh my God, that's Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz. Oh, Tree Dad and I were like, oh, we gotta go see that. And let's see, I'm thinking about Titan Quest 2. Titan Quest 2. What was that? God, what was that term I was looking for? What's the term I'm looking for? I'm blanking out already. 2024. Oh, there we go. Early access. Let's see here. See, from RPG Gamer. I think. Let's see. Here we go. RPGgamer.com. Go ahead and do that. So, available this winter. So, you know, it's so I know that there's more stuff about that, but at least we have the thing now, so. Excuse me. Just press. So yeah, it's that'll be a thing. Be a nice thing. I myself excuse me. I don't foresee myself needing to partake, or being able to partake, that is. Mostly because, you know, I've got stuff I have to do. I have IRL. I would just, you know, rather wait for the game. And I could easily foresee the this early access being sort of a public beta, because this past weekend they had this past like Friday they had some content related to it, and I got to see it. I know that Kerplunk Gaming covered part of it on his Friday vid, on his Friday stream. And I'll make sure to include a link to that. That would be something to see, so. I'll make sure to include the links to the stuff in the description down below, so. Hello there! Come here, Scarab.
Need more energy.
See what that staff was about. Not bad. I mean, it could be better, but, you know. Well, we have so far gotten one, I repeat, one fragment. Come on. I do not mind coming in and saying hi to these reptilians. Mostly because I want their
Need
electro.
more energy.
Junk. next restart that we'll be able to see another Golden Scarab if we're lucky. And I know we could be going faster, but it's a case of I also want the Electrum and the loot. Four. We're getting there. Whoa, excuse me. Oh, there we go. So we got 385.64. Clear all these guys out of my way. Okay, 608, 408. Four, 484. Ah, that's a nice amount. 484. Wait, no correction. 480. My mouth was open when I was like, wait a minute. I already had the 8. Duh. Tree. You done goofed in your arithmetic tick there for a sec. Point is, though, we got a butt ton of Electrum. 368. 512. Not bad. Go overhead over here to the to Corinth.
Finally, the market is busy again. Almost too busy. A cart nearly rammed into my stall. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Well, oh, okay.
Hello! What a great day!
Yep, that is 480. Silly white cat. Just a second. White cat decided it's time to be let out. Silly white cat. Attention meter, he is very much been today. Had to go out, run some errands. One of which being going to the grocery store and all that. But, my roommate said when I got back, I was like, yeah, he was yowling for you there for a little bit. I was like, silly white cat, why are you turning into such a needy child? That's not bad. So I had to, of course, attend to my needy child. And all that. $3.90. I might try to make a trip here to at least see what, remind myself of the cost of. Let's go back to here. We'll defeat these reptilians and just see what the cost is. Because I know we got various assorted costs with the Electromorbs, just like the
Not enough energy.
Gold transmuter and Gadir. I'm still thinking back to last year when Kerplunk did his thing for when he did the co-live stream with the THQ Nordic channel, and for last year's showcase video. So basically, we could afford, you know, if we get a little bit more with a little bit more battling, we'll be able to afford, you know, 4 of these antiquity orbs, or we could do 3 of these, and with a little bit more, we could do 3 of these. Tiamat, Jade Emperor, Theban Orb. Quickly, let's go say hi to the shaman while we're here. One of these things that we made the trip, we might as well take advantage of it. Tried into frost, too. Ooh, Geos of Athena. Hello. this getting stuff here isn't quite as good as Egypt in this difficulty. At least we're getting more Electrum than we would under normal difficulty. More hide there. Have fun. Let's go say hi to Nessus too. Oh jeez Louise. Just a second. Why can't want him back in now? He's obviously such a good litter box. Gosh darn it. White Cat, you are just being such an attention eater. He was like, give me attention, Tree Daddy. Give me all the attention. I wants it. I loves it. I needs it. I don't care what you're doing with your video game stuff. I want the attention. I need it now. Now. Need it now. Coming over here to bash these guys. What do you want over there, White Cat? Gosh darn it! White Cat! Obviously cannot make up his mind. First I give you attention, then you want back out. Again. Silly critter. he's... White Cat. White Cat is such an attention needer. Give me all the attention, Trina. Give me all the attention, please. Excuse me, but it felt good.
Not enough energy.
Compared to him, I'm so OP. Ooh, we got a Zeus's Thunderbolts. Almost up 400. Another Aegeus of Athena. Huzzah. No, wait a minute. Why am I trying to do that? I want to do this. We're getting there. Pick up. Yep, we're now over 400k. Huzzah! We're gonna keep building this up though. Take however much loot we can get. Nope. I keep thinking back to Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Being able to play that when I was a younger tree. And part of me wouldn't mind being able to play Nintendo stuff, stuff like that, you know, on stream. Thing of it is, Nintendo, to my recollection, I'm not sure how accurate it is. These days doesn't like it when people put their content on YouTube.
Finally, the market is busy again. Almost too busy. A cart nearly rammed into my stall. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can believe it. My headset's acting up a little bit again. Come on, stupid wire.
Hello! What a great day!
Try some of your dried grapes. We'll do a couple more before we go to break, and probably cycle after break. Ooh, hello. Good thing I had my what's it up, my filter up. I didn't hear it because once again my really need to get a new headset. And we'll do a couple more cycles. Love seeing numbers like that, you know, getting not sure if I have that in stock yet. I know you guys should be hearing it pretty well. I'm just... Part of me has now wanted to play both Pharaoh and OG Pharaoh and a Pharaoh A New Era. If it is, I cannot obviously play those games simultaneously. One more cycle and then we'll go to break. And after break, we'll make sure I'll log off the game during break and pull it back up. Also take a look see at our inventory stuff too. Yeah, we definitely got to restart. Of Anubis. Ooh. I think I have this one actually. I think I have that one. Technically, what I have in my inventory should have no bearing on the overall spawn rate of loot. I mean, should be able to have these guys pop in regardless of what I have or don't have in my inventory. Is this guy not talking now? Where's my headset finally? This is so freaking weird. Let's see here. Spin my headset around a little bit. Yeah, I cannot hear these characters chatting. All the more reason for me to go out and get a new headset at some point. I mean, oh my god, my right headphone just literally cut out. I really do need to go get a new freaking headset. So, of late has not been kind to me. Alright. Let's go ahead here. What we'll do. Oh, and now it decides to. And now it decides to play nice. The game decides to play nice. Now I'm hearing... Yep. must be the game itself. That's probably why I was having... Let's pull up Swap Central. See, now I'm hearing the game. No wonder it wasn't showing up over here on my
A fine day to ease your burden.
no wonder it wasn't showing up there in my what's it? Make sure everything's combined. Possible. I know I'm gonna have to bring you over. Real hero, your caravan. So yeah, let's go ahead here. We'll momentarily exit the game. I, for one, need to go use the little trees room, guys. So yeah, go ahead, everybody. Stand up, stretch, get something to eat, something to drink, use the restroom. I'll see you all here in a few moments. Okay, guys, sorry it took me an extra moment there to take care of White Cat, the attention needer that he is. Alright, so let's go ahead here. Come on. Area, let's see, Boarhide. Do the Boarhide. Can't do that, but we'll probably have more, so we'll just set that aside there for now. Can combine those two. Set you aside as well. Let's see, poison. Set you aside. Quickly go ahead and do this. So, excuse me, but it felt good. All right, so let's see. Let's see. TUT. Oh, we don't have it, so that's good. Let's see. Bite. BITE. Good. Can compare. And you are new, so all right. Let's bring up TQ.
Store your goods?
All right. I think we'll put that guy right there. We'll put all these guys here. And that guy there. Yes, my goods are safe with you. They should be. Whoa, excuse me. I just remember trying to save up as much stuff as I could back in the days of OGTQ Gold Edition just to make as much money as I could. Hello? Getting some points here, guys. That is what we want. Now, Electrum is, I believe I recall having mentioned this before. So Electrum is actually an existent metal. It is a hybrid metal between gold and silver. It was one of the things that I learned that when I went on the Georgetown Loop is silver miners, some of the silver ore that they were working with actually had platinum in it. It wouldn't melt, and so I forget the term that they used for that particular referring
Need
to,
more
but I
energy.
think it was like rotten silver or something like that. But basically, the smelters weren't operating at a high enough temperature to be able to melt both the silver and the platinum, and so they just essentially tossed it out. And so, you know, it wasn't until like, you know, the late 30s slant World War II, it was like, oh my god, this stuff is actually valuable. More valuable than purely the silver alone. There's sun! At some point, I'm probably going to want to do some more work with Lord and Lady Grind. Probably won't be for a bit. I would probably say several weeks. I really would like to get epic level stuff here done with the stuff here. Probably do it 2, maybe 3 more times, and then we'll cycle the game. It's easy. It was easy to forget at times. Ooh, so that's betrayal. Miners back in those days, they used to work long and hard. It was like they were working like 6 days a week. Hello. Resistance is futile. Alright. At least this time, maybe one more. Depending on what we find and all that. I think we'll do it one more time, then we'll cycle. But I know I don't have to face the reptilians, but I want the additional Electrum. Plus, they're fairly easy to smash, so... Love how I was able to make all those magnum meals make it to where their legs are standing out of the, poking out of the sand. Oh, hello there, good sir. Give me your rigid carapace, please. Definitely time to cycle. We're starting to lose sound effects. Excuse me.
Hurry. The monsters will be here. What do you want? Quick, before I pack up. Thanks.
Besides, we also need to,
Where is that lazy boy? Oh, hello.
Whoa, excuse me.
That
That's it. You're not out of space, son! Let's quickly again pull up, excuse me, the vault. Let's see. 45 defensive ability. 6 strength, resistance, 45 defensive, strength. Oh, good. Wait a minute. Dum. All right. Excuse me. Let's see. 20% poison damage. Excuse me. Let's see, we'll go and put that there.
Before the light of the god.
Excuse me. I'm in a little bit of a tough time sleeping after yesterday's episode of City Building Saturdays. It's not this morning's episode of CBS.
Not enough energy.
Gosh darn. Mil. Take advantage of the situation.
Traveler, come look at my wares. Always welcome.
Gosh darn it. Oh, Hecate's Crescent. You know, that's got me thinking about the Hyperion Cantos series by Dan Simmons. One of the major characters of the second pair of books is excuse me, is named Nia, and she is known to some as God, what was it? Was it like the one who teaches, something like that? Basically, her reason for being is to help humanity evolve. Not just merely, die there, dude. Not just mentally or emotionally or any sort of thing like that, but to help them gain more empathy. I might do another cycle here in a moment. But yeah, it's the one who teaches. I remember her being referred to as her title. But yeah, she teaches about love and compassion more than any, the stereotypical hippie
more energy.
would. From say the mid to late 60s into probably the early 70s. More than they would teach. But there is a point to that with her character is that what we would call in the Hyperion Cantos saga, there is what is known as the void which binds. What we would call these days Planck space, and it's actually said, the void which binds, aka, it's essentially said in the series, the void which binds, aka Planck space. And so, one of the things that Anina can do is, in the first two books, Hyperion and the Fall of Hyperion, oh, hello there. Humanity is able to transit around its various colony worlds, or at least the more established colony worlds, and is able to access these worlds without requiring a vessel that requires what is known as a hawking drive. Where basically it will accelerate the ship to a certain percentage of the speed of light to be able to transit between the stars. And basically the colonists will incur what's called a time debt. Basically, the closer it's based on the scientific principle of
Need more
the
energy.
closer you travel to the speed of light, the faster relativistically time passes for the universe. So here on Earth, if you were traveling at the speed of light, if you're traveling as you were, if I were to hop into the Treemobile, I obviously, that's a small fraction of the speed of light, but it's so freaking minuscule that it essentially means nothing. Whereas with the Hawking drive, you could, get up to, say, 50% of the speed of light, or however much they could do that. And basically, you would be able to travel vast interstellar distances, while for you, the time, say, might be 1 year, but for the rest of the universe, it might be, say, 10 years. And so that 9-year difference between your time and the universe's time, in this case 9 years, that is the time debt. So, it is literally, it's described in the first novel, The Consul's Tale, which, the Consul, that story is based on Waiting for Ciri. Basically, it's the slightly
Hurry.
more
The monsters will be here.
condensed version of the
want?
Consul's story.
Quick, before I pack up.
And so anyway, the Consul's grandfather, as I recall, falls in love with Ciri,
Be careful.
a native of the planet of Maui Covenant,
Just
basically an ocean
careful
world.
where you put everything.
And
I'll need another camel.
so, time passes,
Okay,
and
but hurry.
basically they,
Bye.
the grandfather and Ciri, they fall in love, and despite the challenges, they still have feelings for each other, despite the passage of time, and the fact that Ciri's grandfather, he is able to, travel at speed, in ships at speed that, Ciri ages a lot faster than he does, so. Let's see here. And so, that's that sort of thing is that, let me see here, just a second. Pull up the wiki here. Let's see. Pyrian Cantos. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up. Alright, so Yeah, it's Bonnie Lamia, combination of John Keats, Fanny Brawley, and his poem named Lamia. So she and Johnny, named Cybrid, named after John Keats, and they have fun, and she becomes pregnant with Ania. And so, you know, this is, yeah. And so it's Diana, Cynthia, Kate, Themis, and Anina. So, you know, Diana, Roman goddess of the hunt, moon, childbirth. Cynthia, Artemis, Greek of the moon, goddess of the moon, sometimes called Cynthia. Hecate, Greek goddess of crossroads, the moon, magic, sometimes savior, mother of angels, cosmic world. So, Themis, Greek Titaness of divine order, law, and custom. Aninas, Greek hero, Trojan hero, son of human prince, and the goddess Venus. And so, and then of course there is a description of the planet Hyperion. It's time some, yeah, here we go. Time debt. It is 3 years time debt from the web. Time debt. Yeah, it's Hawking Drive. For example, traveling via Hawking Drive progresses 20 miles slower. 2 weeks ship times correlates to roughly one standard year. Yeah. Yeah. As you guys can see, you know, there's some stuff there. So I'll make sure to have Hyperion, Time Debt, and Ania all posted in the what's it? Oops. Got to do that. So yeah, basically, you know, it's one of these things where it's one of these fun little things that time progresses at a slower rate. Shipboard.
Store your goods or ship them off.
And that, of course, as you may have seen, is, you know, it's a fairly important aspect of the series, is at least in the early series, is this time debt via Hawking Drive. And one of the things that happens with Ania is that she, with her acting as an agent, essentially, of the lions and tigers and bears, which are the beings that essentially are connected in Planck space through love and compassion and all that. They help with the ability to do what is known as free casting. Whereas the Forecaster Network that existed at the time of the fall of Hyperion, which essentially forces, which allows, it's developed by Technocore, which is the AI that humans developed, and eventually seceded. They essentially seceded from human society, but decided to try to remain on good terms with humanity. Despite the fact that there are you know, obviously reasons for and against this, they decided it was far more beneficial to try to remain and, to a degree, help with humanity. But lions and tigers and bears, they don't like Technocore because they don't have compassion. And of course, their using of the Void Which Binds, Planck space, is a big no-no in their books, so, Technocore is kind of afraid of that sort of thing. And it's discovered that part of what happens when a person transits through the Farcaster network, which is basically a portal. Sort of think of an entrance, like passing through a door. You could literally be, I could literally, from my house, if Farcasters were accessible, real, as described in the series, basically I could walk out my front door, and then, I'd step through on the inside of my front door, and instead of stepping out directly outside my house, I'd be stepping directly into work, for example. I could literally, through the Farcasters, literally cover immense distances, both short and immense distances at one time. And so it's discovered that even though Technocore gave this technology to mankind, that it's not without its drawbacks. And the biggest drawback is that for the AI of Technocore, they're kind of, it's sort of like in The Matrix. Obviously, this series obviously predates The Matrix, but there's a little bit of similar material in that. Just as in The Matrix, how the machines use humanity as an energy source. But in this case, to really keep themselves powered so that they can keep humanity in line. There's a certain degree of similarity between what Technocore does and what happens in The Matrix. But similarly, the AI of Technocore are able, for a human, or for that matter, any other intelligent, quote unquote, biological intelligence, let's just say, like elves or dwarves or men of Middle Earth, Vulcans, Andorians, all the creatures of the biological creatures of Star Trek or Star Wars, if you were to go through that portal, to that consciousness of the biological being, they wouldn't, it'd be just like, going through regular life, you wouldn't be able to perceive the transit. You just go, step through a door, essentially, enter, exit, just like that, just going through a regular thing. Whereas Technocore can actually, in that moment where you can't perceive anything, they could actually keep a person in sort of a quasi-stasis. Obviously they take that. They'd be able to, essentially keep them there and essentially sort of do their Matrix-y sort of thing. And basically, because of the way it's described in the later series, is that the AI, they essentially have to pirate energy from each other in order to survive. And so they have to parasite off human brains, essentially take sort of the equivalent of the neural energies of the human brain to be able to survive. And President and CEO Gladstone, who heads up the Hegemony of Man, which is the intergalactic organization of mankind. Basically, she is she would be essentially the president of the Federation, to put it in Star Trek terms. She comes to be aware of this fact and decides that, you know, Technocore has essentially, we'll do one more time and then we'll reset the game. It decides that because Technocore is essentially using mankind for its own experiments and energy source, that she's gonna, you know, cut off their power. So sort of do her own version of, in a Matrix analogy, do her own version of Operation Darkstorm. That is, you know, just as Darkstorm cut off solar power to the machines in the Matrix, the Fall, as it becomes known, the fall of the Farcasters, is the same thing. And there's just chaos, mayhem, all that sort of jazz as a result of such an effort. We'll go ahead here, we'll get these guys beaten, and we'll reset the game. And so what happens is that because Ania has acting as an agent of her own volition for the lions, tigers, and bears, helps teach mankind freecasting, which is, instead of humanity needing technology to be able to access the void which binds and basically sort of, you know, go from one instantaneously from one spot to another.
Hurry. The monsters
So,
will
for
be
example, me needing to go to work, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about stepping through a portal. All I'd have to think to myself is, work! And then I would instantaneously go from home to work.
What? Do you need something?
You would need it, and of course, to see it in your mind's eye, where you needed to go, but, yes, the inevitable BUTT, at the same time, if you know where you need to go, you'll be able to do that. Let's see here, let's quickly do that. And of course, it's found it's discovered, more or less, that once again, humanity is being used by Technocore in as far as the Cruciform, which is a cross-shaped parasite in which some AI live, that they're able to essentially try to restart this symbiosis. But of course, Anina's DNA sacrament, you know, would force the Cruciform to essentially die. Or the Shrike could also do it, which is, you know, it's described as this 3-meter tall metal monster with 4 arms, named for the bird species of the same name here on Terra, which it impales both the metal Shrike and the Shrike bird impale their victims on a thorn in order to do their business. Shrike birds, it's obviously to eat their prey. For the metal Shrike, it's to summon out the human AI, described as a source of conflict between Technocore's ultimate intelligence and humanity, and all that. And so, you know, the Shrike is sort of left ambiguous. A lot of the time, it's sort of... Oh, no, wait, that's not good. I almost picked up a piece of junk. Yeah, it's sort of described as a number of the times it's described as, you know, essentially being malevolent in some capacity, but also it helps guard Anina from the Pax, Church of the Christ. Let's get myself all mixed up. The Catholic Church, aka the Pax. Pax is Latin peace. And so basically, you know, in that case, you know, it kind of helps protect Anina from them. Except, of course, when she willingly gives herself up to the church, and, you know, it's revealed that, hey, you know, Roman Catholic Church colluding with the Technicolor again. And, you know, and, basically, you know, they're hello. Swirl copper. You're not gonna kill me that easy. But, yeah, you know, it's certain Technocore colluding with certain elements of humanity again. And, basically, the, you know, it results in what's known as the Aninan Shared Moment, where all of humanity within range of the planet Pachim, peace, is able to, and even those who have been removed from humanity for literally generations, you know, base humanity, that is, you know, someone like Imhotep here, are able to feel this moment. Basically, the revelation of how to, of the Pax's pact with Technocore to get power and all that. And true power of the cruciform, how it's a parasite. And all that jazz. And, it's, depicted in, it's not in the series proper, you know, it is, you know, technically not another Hyperion Cantos novel. But it's in a collection of short stories, Worlds Again and Time, as I remember the title being. Do we get to see some of the fruition of the efforts of Anina and Rawl? You know, it's spelt like Raul. You know, it's not. He deliberately says, you know, my name is spelt like Paul, but with an R, but it's not pronounced Raul. It's just pronounced Rawl. That they have a child. And, you know, that is a part of the third and fourth books. Is especially, I think it's the fourth book, as I recall. That you know, he. You know, that Rawl learns from Anina is like, there was a period in my life when they were separated. You know, she says, you know, there was a time where I had a child. You know, we were apart and I had a child. And of course it's revealed later that, you know, once, you know, Anina has passed on because of her torture at the hands of the Pax, that the mystery man is actually Rawl himself. Is that he is able to, because he has become able to be, you know, receive the DNA sacrament, which allows him to freecast. It allows him to, while he's essentially in the same universe, but in two different places at one time. So basically, there is what we would call the Prime Rawl, which is going through his time debt journey, going from one planet to another. And then there is Freecasting Rawl, who has obviously lived that prior time, but has been able to go back to the time when he was apart from Anina and they were able to do their stuff. I don't remember the kid's name off the top of my head, but I know that that was a major plot of the book. And, you know, it's just, as I remember, it's at the toward the very end of the rise of Endymion that, you know, once he's able to get himself out of the situation he's found himself in, and learns, you know, after he got captured by the Pax, and then of course, you know, he has to do his time, essentially gets imprisoned, but then realizes, you know, wait a minute, I can freecast, and he gets himself out. And so that's what he does, and he learns, you know, the many things. And then he actually gets to go do the stuff. And as to my recollection, as I'm remembering, I'm going to double check, but I think it is, you know, you can literally, you know, you are still mortal. You know, you still have a finite amount of time in the universe. Oh, jeez, just a sec there. White cat wants out. But, you know, it's described as Rawl is able to go back to, you know, the original Prime Rawl was able to go back, do his little time trip thingy, and not sure what ultimately happens to him. Excuse me, but it felt good. But he is able to, you know, have his time with Anina. Ah, there. Finally. Just hoping we could at least see on one last mission. One last little bit of a grind, because it is about time for us to wrap up. Come on, Scarab. There we go. You know, his Rawl's ultimate fate, as especially compared to Anina, sort of left ambiguous. What I like to think is that he gets his time. He gets to go back, and it's sort of like gosh, what was that? There's some thing where it cycles through, a character goes through a time loop, and they get to go on to their next little bit after having done their own rescue or something like that. And so I like to think of, you know, Rawl, he goes through Prime time, gets sent back as his time thing, then Time Rawl, you know, as he comes back to the part where he essentially left, at least on the time frame, on the natural timeline, and he, you know, just lives out his life. Let's go ahead here. Egypt. Why did I select Greece?
Hurry! The monsters will be here. What do you want? Quick, before I pack up!
Let's see, let's get some potions.
Goodbye.
I'll go ahead and sort the stuff we've gotten off
Just
camera.
careful where you put everything.
I know that guy's going to have to go into the system.
That's it.
So yeah, I do appreciate everybody who's come out. Let's go ahead here and hit that button right there. So yeah, if you're watching here on YouTube at youtube.com/OSayGeorgeGaming, please remember to go ahead and leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications. I'd really appreciate it. Please also make sure to head over to Twitch at twitch.tv/OsageOrange and hit that follow button to catch live streams and all that jazz. So, I'd like to say again, thanks to everybody, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.